The night the sirens learned my name, I lost everything. My peace, my town, my innocence. They said I killed the woman who trusted me, and the evidence agreed. In a place where everyone knows your face, the truth doesn't matter, only the story they choose to believe. And this one was written in blood. The first siren screamed just as I stepped onto my porch, keys still warm in my palm. It cut through the quiet like a blade. Too sharp, too close. In a town like Briar Hollow, sirens didn't scream unless something had gone terribly wrong. We were the kind of place where dogs barked louder than police radios, where the loudest thing after midnight was usually the river gnawing at its banks. I froze, one foot still inside the house, the other touching the splintered wood of the porch. The air smelled like rain that hadn't fallen yet, heavy, metallic. The streetlights flickered the way they always did when the wind came down from the hills. Then came the second siren, and the third, all of them heading toward Maple Street, toward me. I told myself it was a coincidence. Sirens always sounded closer than they were. That's what people said when they wanted to keep breathing normally. I locked the door anyway. Inside, the house felt wrong, too quiet, like it was holding its breath. I leaned my back against the door and closed my eyes for half a second. Just enough time to pretend I was still a normal person. A librarian who closed up late on Fridays. A woman whose biggest crime was unpaid parking tickets and a borrowed book I'd never returned in college. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I didn't answer. It buzzed again, longer this time, insistent. When I finally looked at the screen, my stomach tightened. Briar Hollow PD. Hello? My voice sounded thin, like it belongs to someone else. Is this Emma Calder? A man asked. Calm, professional, the kind of voice that practiced sounding harmless. Yes? Ms. Calder, we need you to step outside your residence immediately. The sirens were right outside now. Red and blue light spilled through my front windows, painting the walls in violent colors. I felt suddenly exposed, like my house had turned transparent. Why? I asked, even though every nerve in my body already knew the answer. There was a pause, a breath. There's been an incident. They put me in the back of the cruiser before I even saw the body. I remember that detail because it still doesn't make sense. Shouldn't I have been allowed to see, to understand? But maybe they were protecting me, or maybe they were protecting the story they were already writing. The door shut with a final echoing thud. Am I under arrest? I asked. Not at this time, the officer said, eyes fixed forward. That was the first lie of the night. As we pulled away, I twisted in my seat and saw the house across the street, Evelyn Moore's house, lit up like a crime show set. Yellow tape, neighbors gathered in clumps, hands over mouths, eyes bright with something that wasn't just fear. Evelyn had baked me a pie last Thanksgiving. Apple, too sweet, with a crooked lattice crust. She waved at me every morning like the world was still kind. She was dead. I knew it before anyone told me. You don't need confirmation when your chest caves in like that. At the station, they took my phone, my keys, my shoelaces. Still not under arrest, though. They sat me in a small room that smelled like old coffee and disinfectant. A camera blinked red in the corner. The table was cold beneath my palms. Do you know why you're here, Emma? The detective asked. She was younger than I expected, early 30s maybe. Dark hair pulled tight, eyes sharp but tired. Detective Alvarez, her badge said. No, I said. You won't tell me. She studied my face the way people do when they think the truth might leak out through your pores. Evelyn Moore was found dead at approximately 10:42 p.m. Cause of death appears to be blunt force trauma. The room tilted. When? I whispered. Tonight. I saw her this morning, I said stupidly, as if that mattered, as if death cared about schedules. Detective Alvarez slid a photo across the table. I didn't want to look. I did anyway. Evelyn's living room. Her rug, her lamp knocked sideways, and blood, too much blood, soaking into the beige carpet like a dark flower blooming. My hands started shaking. Why are you showing me this? I asked.
Because your fingerprints were found on the weapon. I laughed. It slipped out of me, sharp and broken. That's not funny. She didn't smile. The fireplace poker, she continued. We found it next to the body. Your fingerprints were all over it. That's impossible, I said. I've never... I stopped. The memory hit me like a delayed echo. Last week, Evelyn's house, a glass of iced tea sweating onto a coaster. Me reaching for the poker when the fire smoked too much, coughing, laughing. Oh, I breathed. Detective Alvarez's eyes flickered. She saw it. The moment I realized I'd already lost something. Additionally, she said, several neighbors reported seeing you enter Evelyn Moore's residence tonight around 9:30. What? My voice rose. No, I was at work. Ask anyone at the library. We will, she said, but they also reported hearing raised voices. I wasn't there, I insisted. I swear. She leaned back, folding her arms. Evelyn recently changed her will. The room went silent. She named you as a beneficiary. My mouth went dry. That's not... She just asked me to help her with paperwork. I didn't even know... You stand to inherit her house, Alvarez finished. The words settled over me like dirt. Motive, opportunity, evidence. I looked at my hands. They didn't look like a killer's hands. They looked like they always had. Short nails, ink smudge on my thumb from work, ordinary. That was the problem. In Briar Hollow, ordinary people didn't get complicated stories. They got simple ones, clean ones, the kind you could explain over breakfast. I was released just before dawn. Not under arrest, they reminded me again, handing back my things as if it was an apology. Outside, the sky was pale and empty. The town looked the same. That felt like the cruelest part. As I walked home, I felt eyes on me from behind curtains, phones lifted, whispers blooming like mold. By the time I reached my porch, I understood something I hadn't when the sirens first screamed my name. They hadn't just learned my name that night. They'd decided what it meant. And whatever justice looked like in Briar Hollow, it was already turning its face away from me. By the time I woke up, the town already hated me. I didn't know that yet, not fully, but I felt it in my bones. The house was too quiet, like sound itself was avoiding me. Morning light leaked through the blinds, thin and judgmental, striping the walls like bars. For a few seconds, I forgot everything. Then I saw my shoes by the door, untied, returned by the police. And the night came rushing back. I sat up too fast. My head throbbed, a dull ache behind my eyes, like I'd been clenching my jaw in my sleep. Maybe I had. I swung my legs over the bed and noticed my hands were still shaking. I told myself to breathe. Outside, a car slowed as it passed my house. Then another. I moved to the window and pulled the blind down just enough to see. Mrs. Harlan stood across the street, pretending to check her mailbox. She didn't even try to hide it when her eyes slid up to my window. She stared. I let the blind fall shut. So that was how it was going to be. My phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. I hadn't realized I'd left it there. For a second, panic shot through me, some irrational fear that it would be the police again, that they'd changed their minds overnight. It was worse. Group chat, library staff. I hadn't opened it yet, but I could already imagine the messages. Sympathy wrapped in distance, concern laced with curiosity. I poured coffee first, black, too strong. My hand sloshed some onto the counter, and I didn't wipe it up right away. Then I opened the chat. Emma, are you okay? Saw the police last night. I hope this is all a misunderstanding. They're saying some things online. Please be careful. Online. I shouldn't have looked. I knew that, but knowing something and doing it are two different skills. Facebook loaded slowly, as if it were savoring what it was about to show me. Briar Hollow Community Board. The top post had 100 comments. Evelyn Moore murdered, suspect questioned. They didn't use my name in the post. They didn't have to. The comments did that work for them. Always thought there was something off about her. Single, no family. You never really know people. Why was she over there so much anyway? Money changes people. I scrolled until my chest started to hurt. Someone had posted a photo of my house, taken this morning. Mrs. Harlan's hydrangeas were in the corner of the frame. I locked my phone and pressed it face down on the counter, like it might bite me. The coffee tasted like ash. I tried to remember the last normal thing I'd done. Yesterday morning, I'd argued with the printer at the library. I'd helped a kid find a book on sharks. I'd smiled at Evelyn when she waved from her porch, her white hair glowing in the sun. Had she known she was going to die? The thought made my stomach twist.
I showered, letting the water run too hot, like I could burn the memory off my skin. When I dressed, I chose jeans and a sweater. Safe clothes, ordinary clothes, as if that mattered now. I needed to go out. Staying inside felt like letting the walls close in, like admitting guilt through isolation. The moment I stepped onto the porch, conversation across the street died. Mrs. Harlan didn't look away this time. Neither did Mr. Keene from 2 houses down. He gave me a slow, deliberate nod, not friendly, assessing. I walked to my car, every step heavy, deliberate. My keys felt too loud in my hand. At the end of the street, a police cruiser idled, not following me, just there, watching. The library smelled like dust and paper and safety. Or it used to. When I pushed the door open, every head turned. The bell above the door chimed, cheerful and wrong. Emma, my manager, Ruth, said softly, too softly, "I didn't expect you today." "I'm on the schedule," I said. My voice sounded steadier than I felt. She hesitated. That was answer enough. "We thought it might be best if you took a few days," she said, "just until things clear up." "Am I suspended?" I asked. "No, of course not." She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Just leave." I nodded. As I turned to go, I caught my reflection in the glass near the front desk. Pale, eyes too bright, someone I almost didn't recognize. That's when I noticed the flyer taped to the bulletin board. A candlelight vigil. For Evelyn. Tonight. My name wasn't on it, but it didn't need to be. I drove past Evelyn's house without meaning to. The yellow tape was still there, sagging slightly in the middle like it was tired. Flowers had already appeared on the lawn, cards, candles in glass jars. Grief moved fast in small towns, so did blame. I parked a block away and walked the rest of the distance, my heart hammering like I was doing something illegal. I stopped across the street. Her front door was closed now, curtains drawn. The house looked smaller without her in it. "I didn't do this," I whispered. The words felt stupid once they left my mouth. The house didn't answer me. It didn't forgive me. It just stood there, holding its secrets. As I turned to leave, I saw something on the ground near the curb. A glove. Dark. Leather. Not mine. I stared at it, my pulse roaring in my ears. The police hadn't mentioned a glove. Slowly, carefully, I looked around. No one was watching. No cruisers. Just the quiet hum of the town pretending nothing had changed. I didn't pick it up. Not yet. But for the first time since the sirens screamed my name into the night, something else cut through the fear. Suspicion. If I didn't do this, then someone else had, and they were still walking free in Briar Hollow. The glove haunted me all night. I didn't take it, I wasn't that stupid, but I couldn't stop seeing it. Dark leather, men's, I was sure of it. Too big to belong to Evelyn, too deliberate to be trash. By the morning, I understood something important. If I waited for the police to save me, I'd end up in a cell wondering how my life had become evidence. So I stopped waiting. The vigil filled Maple Street like a quiet accusation. Candles lined the sidewalk, their flames trembling in the early evening wind. People stood in clusters, whispering, crying, holding hands. Grief, real grief, but threaded through it was something sharper. Curiosity, judgment. I stayed at the edge, unseen but not invisible. Eyes slid toward me and then away too quickly. Sheriff Nolan stood near the porch, saying the right words in the right tone. Detective Alvarez was there too, her posture rigid, eyes scanning the crowd. When her gaze brushed over me, it paused, just a fraction too long. After the speeches ended, people began to drift. That's when I moved. I crossed the street and approached Alvarez before I could lose my nerve. "You missed something," I said. She stiffened. "This isn't the time." "A glove," I cut in, "near the curb, a block down, leather, not mentioned in your report." Her eyes sharpened. "How do you know what's in my report?" "I was there," I said, "the night you decided I was convenient." That landed. "Where?" she asked quietly. I told her. She didn't promise anything. But an hour later, a police cruiser was parked where the glove had been. It was gone. The next piece came from someone who didn't know they were giving it to me, Mrs. Harlan. She cornered me at the grocery store the next morning, her cart angled like a shield. "It's so awful about Evelyn," she said. Not unkindly, curious, hungry. "She was my friend," I replied. Mrs. Harlan nodded. "She'd been nervous lately," she said. "Said someone had been coming by at night." My heart kicked hard. "Who?" She didn't say, just that he was familiar. He, familiar. That word followed me all the way home. There was only one man Evelyn trusted like that, only one who'd been in and out of her house without anyone questioning it. Her nephew, Daniel Moore. He lived 2 towns over, had money problems, a temper everyone politely ignored, and the kind of access no one ever thought to question. I found him the same way the town found me, online. He'd posted a long, emotional message about his beloved aunt, included a photo taken inside her living room, taken after her death. The lamp in the background was knocked over, just like the crime scene photo. I sent everything to Detective Alvarez. The glove, the posts, Mrs. Harlan's comment, the timing. Then I waited. For 12 hours, nothing happened. By the 13th, I was packing a bag, not to run, but because I finally understood how fast things could collapse. At 14 hours, my phone rang. "Emma," Alvarez said. Her voice was different now, tight, focused. "We have Daniel Moore in custody." I sat down hard on the edge of the bed. "They found his prints on the glove," she continued, "and your fingerprints. They were secondary, transfer, old." I closed my eyes. "He confessed," she said. "He went there to confront her about the will. She refused to change it. He lost control." The words washed over me, heavy and unreal. "I'm sorry," Alvarez added, and this time she meant it. "We were wrong." "Yes," I said, "you were." The town didn't apologize. Not really. There were quiet nods instead of stares, awkward smiles, a few casseroles left on my porch like offerings to something dangerous that had decided not to bite. The online posts disappeared. New ones replaced them. So glad the truth came out. Poor Emma, imagine being accused like that. As if imagination had ever been the problem. Evelyn's house stayed empty. Her curtains never opened again. Sometimes I walked past it and felt the ache of her absence like a bruise you keep pressing just to be sure it's still there. Daniel Moore will go to prison. The town will move on. And me? I learned something the night the Sirens screamed my name. Justice isn't clean.
Innocence doesn't protect you. And in a small town, the story decides who you are long before the truth arrives. But the truth did arrive. This time. And it said my name the right way. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.